Never chase success if your mind is chaotic, because no matter how fast you run, you'll always feel stuck. What if the real secret to unstoppable self-growth isn't grinding harder, but thinking differently? In this video, I'm going to show you 10 simple Buddhist habits that can completely change how you think, act, and live. These aren't complicated rules. They're small mindset shifts used for thousands of years to build calm, focus, and real inner strength. And somewhere in this list, there's one habit that can quietly change your life if you actually use it. Let's start with the first one: awareness. Most people go through their day on autopilot. Wake up, scroll, eat, work, repeat. Buddhism teaches something very different. Pay attention. Notice your thoughts. Notice your emotions. Even just asking yourself, "What am I feeling right now?" can break negative loops. Studies show mindfulness can reduce stress by up to 30%. That's not magic, it's just being present. Second is letting go. Not everything needs your reaction. Someone says something rude? You don't have to carry it all day. In Buddhism, holding on to anger is like holding a hot coal. You're the one getting burned. Strong people aren't the ones who react fast. They're the ones who choose what's worth their energy. Third, simplicity. Life gets heavy when you keep adding things you don't need. More goals, more pressure, more noise. Buddhist monks live with very little, and yet they report higher levels of happiness than most people. Why? Because less distraction means more peace. You don't need to own less overnight, but start by removing what drains you. Fourth, gratitude. It sounds basic, but it's powerful. Your brain is wired to look for problems. Gratitude flips that. Even just thinking of 3 good things in your day can rewire your mindset over time. It trains your mind to see what's working, not just what's missing. Fifth, discipline through small actions. In Buddhism, big change doesn't come from big moves. It comes from small, repeated actions, like sitting quietly for 5 minutes, or choosing patience once instead of reacting. These tiny wins stack up. It's like building muscle. You don't see it in one day, but it shows over time. Sixth, accepting change. Everything changes. Your mood, your situation, your relationships. Fighting change is what creates suffering. Imagine trying to stop the ocean waves with your hands. It's pointless. When you accept that change is normal, you stop panicking when things shift. Seventh, compassion. Not just for others, but for yourself. People are often their own worst critic. You mess up once and suddenly your brain says, "You're a failure." Buddhism teaches kindness toward yourself. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend. Growth becomes easier when you're not constantly attacking yourself. Eighth, detachment from outcomes. This one is big. You can work hard, plan everything, and still not get the result you want. Buddhism teaches, focus on the effort, not the result, because the result is not fully in your control. When you detach from outcomes, you reduce anxiety and perform better. It's like playing a game. You play better when you're not desperate to win. Ninth, silence. We live in a loud world. Notifications, videos, constant noise. But clarity comes from silence. Even a few minutes of quiet can reset your brain. Many successful people today practice some form of silence or meditation daily. It's not about doing nothing. It's about creating space to think clearly. 10th, purpose over pleasure. Buddhism doesn't say pleasure is bad, but chasing it all the time leads to emptiness. Real fulfillment comes from purpose. Helping others, growing yourself, doing meaningful work. Pleasure fades fast. Purpose stays. Now, here's the problem. Most people hear these ideas and think, that sounds nice, but they never actually apply them. They treat it like entertainment, not instruction. And that's why nothing changes. Knowledge without action is useless. Let's be real. It's hard to stay calm when life gets stressful. It's hard to let go when you're angry. It's hard to be disciplined when you feel lazy. That's where most people quit. They expect instant results, and when they don't get it, they go back to old habits. But here's the truth. These habits are not supposed to be easy. They're supposed to be practiced. Think of your mind like a muscle. If you don't train it, it controls you. But if you train it daily, even in small ways, you slowly take control back. Imagine this. You wake up, and instead of grabbing your phone, you sit quietly for a minute. You notice your breath. Later, someone annoys you, but instead of reacting, you pause. That's awareness. That's discipline. That's growth in real time. Over weeks, something changes. You react less. You stress less. You think clearer. Not because your life became perfect, but because your mind became stronger. And that's the key moment most people miss. Success is not just about what you do outside. It's about what's happening inside your head. If your mind is calm, focused, and disciplined, you become unstoppable, no matter the situation. These 10 Buddhist habits are simple, but they're not weak. They build a kind of strength that doesn't break under pressure. A quiet strength. The kind that doesn't need to prove anything, but can handle everything. Start small. Pick one habit from this list and try it today, not tomorrow. Not next week, today. Because the difference between people who grow and people who stay stuck is simple: they act. Watch the next video on your screen if you're ready to train your mind to the next level.